Hey, what's up? It's a beautiful day here in San Francisco. I hope that you're doing well. I hope your family's healthy, and I hope that you're working on like a project that you're really passionate about and that really moves you. This interview that I had with Dr. Mataria was really special. I mean, it was really cool hearing his story, and it's just like inspiring to me. I mean, it fires me up, right? Like when I hear the story of these people that are so passionate about the patient experience, right, or the customer experience, and they do all this super super hard work to fine tune that experience. And Dr. Mataria is a guy who's not only like done that work, but he then also continues to work hard and continues to push to share that kind of experience and that kind of formula that he's figured out of like how to improve the patient experience and share that with other dentists. It's like, it's insane. And so I know that you guys will really enjoy this one. So listen up. Dr. Mataria, I mean, thank you again so much for doing this. And one of the first things I kind of wanted to ask you about was a little bit about your background and motivation. You've had this diverse journey in dentistry since obtaining your degree from the University of Detroit, Mercy. And, what kind of initially drew you to the field, and how has your passion evolved over the years? I would love to explore that with you to start us off here.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me as well. I appreciate it. And it's very interesting. My life journey is, I never thought I'm going to enjoy dentistry as much as I do, to be very honest. As a young child, my parents were pharmacists. My brothers are in the medical field and pharmacists. And I just wanted to step away. I was like, I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a pharmacist. And I was like, let me do something still. My passion was always still to help people and work in the health field. And I said, let me be a dentist. And I was still very suspicious at a young age if I'm going to do it. And I still had plans. I was like, I'm going to start dental school. If I don't like it, I'm going to switch and go to medical school. That was my thinking. And as soon as I started the first year, it was just like literally like, how people say it just hit me that this is what I'm born to do. That's what I discovered as soon as I started the clinical part in dentistry. And I loved it so much. And I realized how important it is, especially coming from a community where I myself, my family suffered from lack of education. I had to go through my own personal experience with dental work. And my family also lost teeth where I had to worry about doing implants for them. So it also hits me in my family, in my direct family, in my siblings, my nieces who are actually living overseas, and they fly here and I take care of their dental care. And I realize how lucky we are to have this privilege to help people and take care of our teeth. Something I feel in the United States is given for us as a luxury, where all over the world, they don't have this luxury. We're lucky to be able to go to any office and pay money and get our teeth fixed, where we have a lot of places where they don't even have access to dental care. So this is what gives me purpose, where I feel like we're making a change. As you know, I'm trying to work on an international level as well, work on spreading awareness all over the world about the importance of healthcare and oral care as part of healthcare as well. So I've always been inspired to do this. My part where I look at it is I'm not just fixing the mouth, I'm a physician of the mouth. That's how I like to see myself, right? And that's just like how there's a doctor for your arm, a doctor for your leg. We are doctors for the mouth. And when you take it as this point, I'm no longer just fixing teeth. I'm worrying about a person, and I'm taking charge of part of their body, and I'm responsible for it. And that's what I love doing. As you know, I do a lot of implants, which is replacing missing teeth. And that's my main focus, because I look at it again, if someone missing their finger and they go to their doctor and they're giving back their finger, it might not be extreme to a patient and they say it's just a tooth, but to me, that's what I'm doing. What I do, I see the value in it, again, in personal level, where I replace teeth for people who were missing teeth for years, and I see the joy, I see what they're changing in their life. Sometimes it's not that effective for one tooth. One person says it's no big deal. But for example, I see patients who, I had a gentleman, which was like 4 weeks before his wedding, where he broke his front tooth, and he's sitting there like,
Oh my gosh.
going crazy. And
That's like the worst thing ever. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
right. So, and he's a friend of a colleague, and I had to go on a Saturday. And what we did, we ended up removing one tooth and doing 2 implants for him. And just 3 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today because back then I would have to remove the teeth, wait, grow the bone. But thanks to new technologies, new advancements, the changes in the implant, I was able to give him back the teeth the same day. So this is why I do what I do, because I feel it. We're at a time where we're lucky that we have this new technology. And I say, as dentist, and I explain that to my patients, because I tell them the body didn't change, humans didn't change in the last couple of years. So why am I able to do work completely different? Because I have different knowledge and different tools. And that's what I try to teach to other colleagues, because I feel like it's my responsibility. I'm lucky enough to learn this, and I want to share it with everyone. And that's why I take time from practicing to teach it, so I can reach more patients through more doctors. Because at the end of the day, I've done my fair share of surgeries. Like, I've done thousands of them. Where now it's just like another one. But now when I teach and I get in and I have over 40, 50 doctors that I trained in the US doing what I'm doing, I feel the effect of what I'm doing more, and it's driving me to keep teaching more and more. But at the same time, I have to keep practicing because I love it. Like, when I go teach, I was telling one of my patients, I was in Egypt about 2 weeks ago, and my team of 8 doctors did a little bit of over 200 implants. And I had to hold
Wow.
myself from working because I had to teach
Yeah.
them. So I had to stand there. But at certain points, I'm like, I want to do this with my hands. This is what I want to do as well. So it's a balance, and I love my work because it allows me to do all three things. I can teach people, I can do my own research, I can practice on patients, and I can be helping the patients all over the world, not just in my community. Um, so I'm blessed to be a dentist. If you ask me when I was in undergrad, would I know that this is what I would do and how much I would love it? Absolutely not. I was just like straight up honest, like most people. I want a good job that's almost, I looked at it, easy to do because I don't have to go into medical field and study so much. And I always saw my brother studying. Then I finished dental school, and I'm like, I get why they keep studying, and I start studying myself more and more. So there is a joy in learning for me. There is a joy in teaching. There is a joy in practicing. There's a joy in creating a team. You met our team members, and being a leader. There's a joy in helping patients, and I get to experience it all through this career. So I bring in a lot of undergrad students. I encourage them to go into dentistry. I even have a friend that her sister was trying to go into nursing, and I'm trying to switch her into dentistry. Because it's a beautiful path to take, and I'm very, very passionate about it. There's doctors who are like, oh, you're worried about competition and this and that. I'm like, there's absolutely none. What we're offering, everyone needs. And in reality, there's way too many patients for us to help. And I'm trying to get more and more people interested in our field because it's beautiful. If there is this, from an education point of view, if everyone goes to the dentist like they should, we wouldn't even be able to keep up. So this is how I'm living my life. I'm doing the best I can. I'm trying to help as many people as I can, and everyone is welcome, and I'm happy to help as many people as I can. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, that's so amazing. I mean, that journey you described, Dr. Mataria, I mean, from like, that interest and that passion like growing and you nourishing that and it developing over this years into now to it being, a point, I mean, like that thing that you just said a few minutes ago, like that's so cool. It's like something where you were not necessarily looking for something, you want to support yourself and your life and then but like going from that starting point all the way over to like now you go way above and beyond, right? Like way above and beyond, like doing all this extra work to help people because like you found like what really fits for you and like the best way to like to double click onto your passion and lean into your passion to really drive impact in the world. And I think that's so amazing. And like I think so many people like we want to find like that for us, and people are like especially like younger people are struggling, or like, they're not really sure. There's so many like things to work on, and like how do you like it's such a struggle to figure out what's that thing for me, right? Like what's that passion? How do I find that thing that really fits for me? And what kind of advice would you give to new dentists or people that are like thinking about coming into the field that are younger and want to make a big impact like you? What was it, like that made you really like this is something that like I really want to do, or what advice would you give to people, that are like, how can they find that for themselves? I guess is kind of what I'm asking. And for
Yes.
dentists, like, how do they know that this is right for me? And this is what, I mean, even focusing on, I mean, I'd love to learn more about like the implantology too. And that was like really the thing that really resonated with you and that you really wanted to focus on. And yeah, like how people find, like make these, when you get these paths in life, like, how did you know which one to pick, and how did you get to this point where you just found this thing that's like it's so right for you and you're able to make such a powerful impact with it?
Yes, that's a great question. And I'm sure, like, a lot of people answer it from a philosophical point of view, like, do this and do that. The best way I can tell you is my personal experience is I listened. I listened to life. I didn't make strict plans. Until now, that's what I truly believe in, sorry, which is planting seeds. Every day, I'm not really expecting much. I'm living day by day. Um, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm treating everyone to my best ability. And I'm listening to the universe and what it's trying to tell me back. And slowly, if you do that, I don't care how old you are, the more you start living in peace and letting the pieces fall into place without you trying to control them so much, the more I think the faster you're going to get to your end point. And it doesn't matter what it is. I truly believe that we're all born with a certain skill, and we might be in an environment that we don't know about it yet. So we have to change that environment, or we didn't try to look for that skill. And I'm telling you this because at one point I had 6 offices and I had over 50 employees. And I had to encourage each one of them to find where they want to fit in this organization, what part of the team we want to play. And I literally tell my team, it's like we're teams of the NBA or NFL. I want to recruit the best players. I want you guys to be the top, and I want to win from over everyone, right? And at the same time, we're going to have fun. We have to be a team. So if try everything. For example, for me, when I was younger, before medicine, before thinking about dentistry, I wanted to be a physiologist, right? I loved physics so much. I was so attracted to physics, right? And I was also loved art, loved working with my hands. So I didn't know that dentistry is even related to this passion of mine, right? So I was thinking, okay, I'm going to go into computer science. Eventually, I want to be an astronomist. I want to leave Earth and go on a shuttle. That was literally my dream, right? But then all of a sudden, you work into dentistry, and then you heard the saying is, what's a dentist? A dentist is a doctor and an engineer and an artist. And that was really a complete of what I want. I want to be a doctor. I want to help people, but I still want to engineer and build something. And that's why I'm attracted to implants, because I'm building a structure. I'm not just fixing a structure. I'm taking where someone has no teeth and I'm giving them back teeth that they're supposed to chew on, right? And at the same time, it has to look beautiful. So there's an artistic part of it. So that's where dentistry is really a wholesome thing that fit me, where it's my needs, right? As a human, that's what I want to do. I want to help. I want to build. I want to explore and show an artistic side of me. And I find all those 3 happening in dentistry. So find the profession that allows you to those skills, but it has to start with you finding those skills first within you, getting that recognition, and then asking which field fits those skills.
Yeah. Wow, that's so powerful. That's so beautiful the way you described that, Dr. Mataria. I mean, that those mixing, that the crossroad, of those different disciplines, and that being really like what dentistry is. And I mean, even like furthermore than that, right? Like the thing we were talking about, like with the wedding, like crisis, like it's people in crisis, like really like, stressful, worst thing. Like it's like the number one thing on their life that's like causing all of this, headache. And it's like, you're the one to fix it for them. I mean, that's like magic to them, right? And it's like all this, it's just amazing. I think that's amazing. And I wanted to like ask too more about the side that you're talking about, like with your team, and like how you kind of think about that part about building the right team for you, and the way like that like supports your approach. Because I know just that, like, I mean, with Mataria Dental Group, right? It's like this team of people that are like, they're so passionate and really good at what they do, but they're also really, really good at like connecting with the patients and that human level as well. So like at the technical level of like being really good at what they do, but then also being able to connect with people. And then I think that finding like somebody who's really well balanced in that is so hard to do. And I was curious about that. Like, how have you been able to build these teams like this, these high caliber, like really great teams, and what
Yeah.
do you kind of look for, and how have you been able to do that part? How have you thought about that?
Um, Honestly, like I haven't had to hire a team member for a while because to me, I look at it as like, okay, I just got to pick the managers and then teach them and they pick the rest. But we really all about when we look at something is, and again, a lot of what I practice is not my own philosophy where I can claim and say, okay, this is what I do is credit to other philosophers that would tell you that. So the most important thing for me is loyalty, right? Is being loyal to the patients and not even me, right? So you have employees that are very efficient but they're not loyal or they're not empathetic, and you have employees that might be a little bit slower, that might be need more time, they might not be moving as quick, but they're the nicest people that you want to be around. So we pick those people and we run slower with them because those are the people that I want helping me. Those are the people that I want working with me, the empathy. And I had it in the past where I tried to run on a clock. We're going to see this patient from this time to this time. No, this is a human person there. Sometimes they might need to talk to you for 5, 10 minutes. You got to let them. You can't be watching the clock, right? So this is where me and my team feel it. They understand it, that we're here for the patients and we're doing our best for them. And the moment they see us doctors acting like that, then you follow, right? Because this is the culture that you want to build within your practice. And when any employee asks me like, what do you want me to do with this patient, I would say, what would you do if it was your dad or mom? You know, if your patient is coming in, how would you want to be prepared for them? If that's your mom going to the dentist, what would you want the assistant to do? What would you want the front desk to do, and do it for them? And that's been always, something got installed in me by my dad, which is treat everyone like family, and life works out. And I even say, that we have a team. I don't have employees. Why? Because I am aware of that, where even though they say a great leader knows how to do everything, but the greatest leaders know they shouldn't. And that's something stuck with me. Yes, I can do it all alone, but I'm not going to get far and I'm not going to be good at it. But if I have a team that's helping me, then I'm really going to get further. And that's where, again, the analogy grows, where we're a team playing together against other teams. We have to be in harmony. And yes, we're not there to baby each other. We sometimes are rough on each other, and that's like the same thing where I'm sure a lot of people, that Kobe Bryant, God bless his soul, and his mentality is like, if you mess up, I'm going to tell you, you messed up because we're a team and I want you to do better. And that's how we are within each other. We are tough on each other. We hold each other accountable, and we call each other out on our mistakes, and we get better together. And I tell my employees, we're in an environment where we don't get to bring our personal, our shortcomings here, because we are here to serve other people. We walk into the clinic, we forget about everything. We understand we're on duty to help other patients, and anything that's happening within each other, within ourselves, disappear, and we focus on our patients, and life gets beautiful this way. That no matter what happens, we all have the same goal. We might not want to talk to each other at certain points because we're so crazy, but we all getting to the same point, and we all have the same main thing that's happening. Is the most important thing is the patient leaves happy. My feelings don't matter. Even me as the doctor, the patient needs to leave happy, right? And we accomplished that together, and we try to stick to the same team, find a loyal team that understands that. And it helps. Like I said, you can't create this philosophy unless you have employees that are empathetic and really feel what you're trying to do. And this is where sometimes when things go wrong, we have this philosophy where, like, if things that go wrong did not affect our patient, then we don't care, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like, God forbid, or like something simple, and someone drops an instrument and breaks or something, who cares, right? But if you showed up late and now the patient waited outside for 20 minutes, that's a big issue for us, right? So we know, and we're very clear on where's our red lines. What do we care about? What do we want to do together? And where are we allowed for mistakes to happen and leeway versus where we have to be strict and present our best to the patient because we owe it to them. That's what we were talking about. It's not about anything else, but we owe it to them that I want this patient to walk home and say, Mataria Dental Group treated me like family. And thanks to you right now asking for reviews, I'm happy with everything and I'm seeing the results, and I'm sure you're reading them yourself to see that I'm proud of the team because, I'm there 2-3 days a month. That's it. It's the team that's running and creating this organization to grow more and more, and I'm proud to be a part of it myself. Yeah. So thank you for
Yeah, wow. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I mean, I think that like just having like a powerful kind of like, like value system in philosophy that and like having a company that you're leading behind that and that they're all able to understand it, like how it's like this framework that you can apply to everything that like that you and the team does, but you're able to describe it in such a simple way that it's just like how does it impact the patient, right? Like how does it impact the patient? Like
yeah,
that's the focus of it, and everything else kind of trickles down from that, and
yeah,
that's so beautiful. I mean, it's crazy, Dr. Mataria, because like you're saying, like I see the reviews, and it's like it's so amazing all the time. I mean, from the patients that come in to Mataria Dental Group, but I hadn't really like spent a ton of time getting to meet with the team, getting to hear their stories and how they really like approach the day-to-day work, and in spending time with them, interviewing them, like it's so clear that that's why that's why the reviews are so glowing, and that's why everybody loves it so much. It's because they know that they're like the team is focused on the patients, and you really feel like family there.
yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. It's just such, I think it's so rare for businesses to be able to do that, and I
Um,
just think it's beautiful. So
Thank you. I'm lucky to have a wonderful team, and I keep saying it. Without them, we won't be here. So thank you.